That's pretty good. I've been seeing some Tiamat Sivers, double Tiamat Sivers. Cassiopeia.
Yeah, Cassiopeia and Udyr are going to be the jungler here for Team Trillmatic, so J-Boog's taking that up. And yeah, Orianna was the first pick from JIG. Orianna is a great solo mid, has some insane range.
I am surprised they did not ban Orianna, since this is pre-patch Orianna, and she is at full power.
Yeah, why the severe hate? I agree, Final Dragoon. I play severe all the time. I don't win, but I play her all the time.
They should know that this is in fact the talent patch, not the ribbon patch, and Orianna does still have the extra range in there, the extra damage, and her abilities cost a little bit less than the current live patch. Soraka coming out for Team JIG right now. Not locked in yet.
Actually, Yibo here is chatting away. He's just like, who do I pick? Like, whoever you want. Pick one of the band heroes. I dare you. The good old battle music here in ranked draft. It's good stuff. Although I think you got yours turned off.
No, I haven't quite let. I'm going to turn it down in game, however.
Alright, so it is going to be Warwick Soraka. So Warwick very likely going to be hitting up the jungle. He has indeed that smite flash. So Junhyang here likely going to be hitting that jungle. So yeah, no lane Udyrs today and no lane Warwicks. That's alright.
You know, I like how the team is named after Jig, or I don't know. What is the name of that one guy? He's just Jig blank.
Yep, JIG on Team JIG. It's like TM Trills there on Team
I think it's just
Trills.
a team tag, but yeah. At least it doesn't. I guess it doesn't say JIG. It's just JIG blank. JIG.
Apparently, Fnatic just lost. Who did Fnatic lose to? Where's Fnatic on these? Fnatic lost to PG. And Phaeton Gaming. Phaeton Gaming.
Wow. Aw, I'm so sad that this is best of one. Oh.
Although I've been told Complexity has emerged victorious over Team JIG. Or JIG. Or whatever their name is. JIG doesn't have... They have a banner, but they don't have...
Urgot is a very viable AD carry still, actually. And as I say Urgot, I did not mean to pick Udyr on the display screen.
Tisk. Yeah, Urgot and Cho'Gath going to round out the team here for JIG. So that makes Orianna, Warwick, Soraka, Cho'Gath, and Urgot. So very likely, not going to see Urgot mid. Very likely going to see that Orianna, but we could definitely have a Soraka Urgot lane, which just sounds really painful because of infinite mana and heat-seeking missiles.
It is one of those painful lanes. They don't have much CC, but they can poke indefinitely, and that is really annoying. I mean, Caitlyn is probably going to have to pick up some lifesteal as soon as possible. They don't really have... I'm guessing they'll probably pick Taric or something with a heal, because it is sustainability against a Soraka Urgot lane is going to be a pain in the butt.
That's alright. We'll just have to see how they react. Now, we are just waiting for this last pick, but the Caitlyn, Irelia, and Udyr lane just sounds like a powerful combo right there. Irelia, especially if she goes solo top and gets that farm that she needs, it could definitely really work out well.
At the very last second.
I could pick Severe.
He gave me like 1 second to make sure he wasn't picking Teemo.
I think you're pretty safe to not go Teemo ever in these kind of games.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, Teemo was...
Other than Rain Man, I don't see any of
Rain Man's Teemo was like the best thing that had ever happened to League of Legends for me. Until they nerfed Wit's End into the ground. Once they changed the mana burn mechanic, no one played Teemo the same anymore. I mean, now you could triple Doran's Blade Teemo into crazy shenanigans, which is actually pretty interesting, but... Rain Man was like my hero back when I played almost nothing but Teemo.
Yeah, he's a lot of people's role model and heroes and all that. So, Alistar down south with the Caitlyn, Udyr in the jungle. Could actually be a lane Udyr with a jungle Irelia, although I don't see that happening. And Cassiopeia in the mid. So we're going to have to see Cho'Gath versus Irelia top. It is winnable from Irelia's point of view. They both do self-healing, but I just really got to be very careful about this bottom. I said you could win. Yeah. I don't say that she's gonna win.
Yeah.
To say I've seen it work. I played a game earlier where we had Irelia in the top with Cho, and I can't say the skill levels of both players, but Irelia did win the lane.
I think it'll definitely depend on skill level. The two heroes in my eyes for 1v1ing top are very, very balanced. They both have quite a bit of sustainability. I mean, it'll all depend on if you can hit those Qs and Ws.
Dude. Yeah, it's all about the skill shots in this game.
Warwick is jungling, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
Summoner and abilities.
Well, who has Smite on your team?
Udyr.
Okay, so yeah, Udyr and Warwick are going to be doing the jungles. Very much expect Soraka to be supporting down south, especially since we got an Orianna. Orianna very likely to mid.
I don't know. We might see a battle mage Soraka in mid.
I really don't think you will. Especially since she has clairvoyance.
I did see a lot of battle mage Sorakas right after the patch where they buffed her and nerfed all the healing though. It was actually surprisingly scary, just all the silencing and queuing.
TSM apparently haven't even played their match yet, but we're going to get this game rolling here, guys. It is starting up, and we are going to be loading. So, if you are just tuning in, welcome to the CyberSportsNetwork Dawn of Champions. I'm the Forecourt Jester, and with me here of StarCraft 2 fame is Elaine Sun, and she is going to be your camera today. So, any complaints, throw them her way, but any compliments, I'll gladly take those too.
Yeah, I will be the complaint box, and Jester will be, direct all your love at Jester, of course. My awesome
doesn't happen that often, don't worry.
Who you all saw at MLG.
I don't know, I've been known to do some pretty silly stuff. The fail court Jester might come about again. What happened to Crab
God?
You like Crab God?
The countryside.
Yep, skin to win. Oh, Soraka's looking actually pretty pretty right there with the unicorn horn.
I don't like any of the Soraka skins. I play her quite a bit,
so really?
I was sad.
None?
Yeah, she looks... the hair just doesn't do it for me. But in the meantime, we have Gentleman Cho'Gath, the second best skin in the game, next to Bunny Teemo, of course. Up you go!
No love for Tron Severe? No love, okay.
Tron Severe is pretty damn good, but it doesn't... He doesn't knock people up in the air and go, up you go!
Or silence! Yep, none of that. Alright. Games are loaded. I see it on the stream, so we should be good to go. Last check-in with admins. They have nothing left to say, so we are going to get this rolling, guys. JIG versus Trillmatic. So I think it's Jigranti was the team name here for JIG. And yeah, apparently the person that's JIG, I mean, that's just his name. Cho'Gath here is just JIG. Apparently he screwed up his name. That's why he's just JIG. He apparently has another name, but we're not going to know what it is. So he's the team mascot. He can't really go. JIG Mystery? Is that what his name?
That's what I know, but it's a mystery.
Oh, JIG Mystery. Oh, I see what you did there. See what you did there. So yeah, both teams collapsing right now. We do got Trill hanging out by their blue, and we actually have a ball. Look at that ball in the top bushes there in the center.
Cho'Gath is dancing.
Is that his dance?
I think so.
Oh, he's just waving back and forth the two sets of arms.
This Crab God looks awesome. I haven't seen the Crab God skin very often. Whoa.
You've seen it though, right?
What?
You've seen it though.
Yeah.
Like
it reminds me of a hamburger bun though.
Really?
We might see a level 1 fight, but probably not. They're gonna just probably stand around in this area, protect their respective buffs.
In terms of a level 1 fight, might have to give it to TM right now. Like, we do got that Urgot, he can put out a lot of damage. Really depends on what Cho'Gath went. If you went the Silence, could definitely work out very well for them. But if you went the Rupture, one misplaced Rupture, you got all that cooldown waiting to go. Unfortunately, we are not going to see the level 1s go on. Minions have now spawned. The jungle is fleshing out. It looks like we are going to be leashing here for Udyr, but Warwick is going to start down here at the Golems. So going for a bit of a safer jungle route.
I'm sorry for just a moment. There seems to be some lag issues.
Yep.
It just got worse just now. I'm not actually sure what the cause of that is. If it doesn't go in the next 30 seconds, I will go investigate.
Some people are saying legs, some are not, but I'm just going to focus on this while you focus on the other. Now, we did have Alistar help out with the blue. Udir's off to a good start already, but now Alistar's coming down south to meet up with Caitlyn. That means it is going to be Soraka Urgot down here, so infinite mana heat-seeking missiles could definitely do some good stuff. We already got the counter ward out, so we are going to be seeing into the bush here. Not that I really expect them to be using it too much. Orianna is indeed mid with Cassiopeia, so Cassiopeia with the mirror build here to the Orianna, so health potions and boots, and it is going to be that Aurelia and Cho'Gath top lane, so they're both of them able to self-heal. In terms of killing things, I mean, Aurelia, every time she kills something with her Q, she just gets it refreshed, so she can actually be playing scissors a lot, you know, just zip, 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 snip, 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 and all of a sudden all the creeps are dead. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the last hitting abilities of everyone. As we did see in the last game, Team Wii was able to do some amazing last hits over Team Nock, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more, you know, even this round. But some good harass coming down in the bottom lane. We do got Urgot, of course. You know, if he can land his vial of nasty goo, then it is going to be some decent damage landing onto this Caitlyn, and Alistar can only really do so much. Still working away?
Hoping that the lag has subsided for now. Just watching Cho'Gath going, up you go! But unfortunately he did not actually hit Aurelia. Both are of course sitting at full health, very high mana. Warwick took the very interesting jungle route of Golems, Wolves, or Golems, Wraiths, Wolves, and then Blue of course. He is going back now, not going to be able to gank for a bit. Udyr in the meantime is finishing up red. I don't really expect him to gank top since
pretty push.
Every lane is pretty pushy. He may go for mid. Try to burn some summoner spells from Aurelia.
Oh, we got an eyeball right there. I don't think it's
gonna
gonna
go
work.
for Orianna. Orianna is very out of position right now, and is probably gonna be does get first blooded, but does also take Cassiopeia down with her.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful double kill. But yeah, I saw the eyeball go up, and it's just like, you know, I think she sees this. Nope, she's going to go for the kill. Was able to get it. The double, I believe it was the double ignites.
Of course, it wasn't worth it since she was first blooded, not the other way around.
But just milliseconds difference. I mean, they almost died simultaneously. So good fun stuff right there. Now it's going to be battle of the jungles here in the mid. But look at that Udyr already hitting 5. I mean, he was there for the kill, so he did get that experience, and he didn't have to share it with Cassiopeia since she was out of range. So that's going to be a big boost to him. He should be able to clear these jungles a little bit faster now than Warwick.
Bottom lane for TM has been doing very, very well. They've pushed Soraka Urgot back, but they've also warded, and no, they're pretty much safe. Even if order comes through jungle, they have the trap in the small bush, so they feel free to just try and zone as much as possible and get Caitlyn every last CS. Meantime, Cho is pushing up top at Aurelia. Aurelia's going to be able to clean up all of these creeps at the tower, but she's probably going to lose several last hits due to tower timing.
I don't know, as I said, her Q, if she can just get those last shots, she can just zig around. Unfortunately, it does look like she did lose about 3 or 4 CS right there, but she might be putting out some big pressure right here because we got Udyr coming in from the bot. He is level 5, he has the red buff, and this could not be worse for Cho'Gath right now. He's going to flash out of that, but here comes the bear stance into the stun, the rupture, great timing on the rupture, and actually that looks like he's going to be surviving that one.
Could have had CC in some slightly different timings, but the rupture was definitely really well timed. Orianna in the meantime harassing Cass quite a bit.
That ball, man, it just wants to play. But yeah, both casters with the double Dorans, so nothing too strange right there.
All of Blue's lane's pushing back really well right now. Urgot using his infinite mana supply to harass Caitlyn successfully, actually just barely jukes her Q. And Caitlyn is not doing well. Alistar is at full mana though, so he's going to be able to slowly heal her back up.
Yeah, there's only so much he can do though. I mean, we have nerfed a lot of the healing in the game. Alistar, I think, is the only one really not, but those heat-seeking missiles.
He can't afford to use his heal excessively because then it'll push creeps too much. Caitlyn is taking a huge risk right now. She's sitting in the lane at just about 120 HP.
Oh, mid! Oh! Wow. I am so surprised that Trill got that, but he threw down his ult with 60 hit points left, popped a potion, and just threw everything he could onto Orianna, and unfortunately it just was not enough for Orianna, since she did go down just like sliver hit points. If she had any kind of help whatsoever, even one auto attack from anything else, might have been a different story, but well played there from Cassiopeia.
Caitlyn did have to go back. Udyr covered for bottom for a little bit since Urgot just really poked her so hard with after landing that AoE. He is actually pushed up to the tower right now, but he is going to stay back and not really attack the tower because Alistar is still a dangerous, dangerous big purple cow.
He's a battle cow. Of course he's a big, dangerous cow. What are we doing for CS here, Miss Lynn?
So far, it's fairly even, a little bit higher. Actually, it's pretty much completely even. 42 for Urgot to Caitlyn's 37, but Aurelia makes up for that to Cho'Gath's 35. Sorry, I can't read numbers right now. Orianna is actually smashing Cassiopeia in CS right now, but she does have that extra death. Some fun action going on, sandwiching this Udyr between a cow and a Caitlyn, getting wombo comboed here. I don't know if he's going to get away. That exhaust on the... Yeah, he does get shot down. Was way
but
too
we're going to get that revenge kill in the mid. Trill's dying. There he goes. So good revenge kill there.
Orianna is definitely ahead now because both of the kills that Cassiopeia had actually gave assists, while Orianna just gave a single kill to Cassiopeia each time. And Orianna is ahead in CS. Udyr is trying to cover her. She does actually miss Udyr with the ball both times, but still trying to harass. The Phoenix form is so amusing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, at 387 movement speed, it's a little hard to aim that properly, but yeah. Good stuff all around. 2-3 is the score. Orianna's just going to be sitting out here with blue buff, I might add, in the mid. So that's why she's throwing out this ball as often as she can, simply because, well, she can. She has a blue buff. It's going to be good stuff for her. Cho'Gath has yet to actually leave town, or leave her town.
Super aggressively. Like, she should not be using her Q while pushed up completely to the tower with Urgot nowhere in sight. That was rather unusual that they want to be pushed up and overextended so far.
Yeah, but they threw down the clairvoyance, and they do have a ward now up by Udyr, so they're able to track at least partially his movements. It's going to go a little bit more defensive now into the brush to try to take out that golem. And, I mean, at this point, we still know top is still around because Cho'Gath and Aurelia are still going head-to-head. Aurelia apparently went back and got a Philo Stone, so she got that pretty decently early. That's going to help her out in the long run with that gold for 10.
In the meantime, Orianna already has her Sork Shoes in mid, but Cassiopeia actually went for just the amplifying tome for now.
This is going to be a battle of the junglers right here. No, okay, maybe not. You're just going to run the other way, but they do know Warwick is there right now, so we're not going to have any kind of big pushing going on, but we do have level 6 on Mr. Urgot. He's going to be down here. Soraka is trying to debate him out a little bit, because if we can get that ult off from Urgot, that's going to be a huge displacement right there for splitting up both these guys. There's the headbutt. Not really going to do too much damage, but at this point, it looks like everyone's just happy to do some farming.
Always lots of pokes and exchanges down at bottom while they're continuously pushed up. I'm surprised that Udyr has not been ganking as more often. He is going to go after this Orianna with the blue buff, who's really being aggressive against this Cassiopeia. He's really not able to keep up with the creeps before, but with the tower with the stealer. Orianna does find Udyr because of this ward in his jungle, though. It actually pushes him back and does some damage as well.
And we do have the counter ward into Warwick's jungle, but of course Warwick's nowhere really there. He's over by the blue right now. So he's going to not be actually spotted quite yet. Cho'Gath has finally headed on back. He's picked himself up a heart of gold to go with some boots as well as a chain vest. So he's definitely starting to ramp up that armor a little bit.
Yeah, it seems that TM did have some trouble predicting Warwick's pass because he did take the he didn't take the standard jungle path. He took the goblins first, of course. So they're really not timing it as perfectly as they could. Of course, it's weird for me because all of their jungle icons are still up for me full time.
That makes no sense to me, but
Spectator client is great. I can't see the opposing jungle icons.
I can see all yours. Oh no, you're right.
They're always up.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I see it.
In the meantime, Aurelia is in a little bit of trouble. Warwick is heading over. Cho just queued her, but didn't actually notice that Warwick popped up because he completely stopped his aggression on Aurelia as Warwick ran up there. He must be a little bit disappointed.
A little bit of miscommunication. We did have some Orianna poke onto the Cassiopeia, and Udyr has now actually come mid to hold it simply because Cassiopeia wasn't feeling the best. A little under the weather, you know, with most of her hit points missing. And she's back in town right now. She's going to pick herself up a gunblade. Well, not a revolver, I should say. The first part of it.
Fairly surprised that with the strength of Orianna in mid and Warwick doing fairly well in jungle, they have not gone for Dragon until just now, 12 minutes in the game.
It's a little bit late for most standards, yeah. But we have a ward there, so they know what's going on. In fact, they're collapsing right now.
This is a fairly dangerous time, but they do realize what's going on and back off Dragon. Generally, we see a Dragon kill by 10 minutes. Of course, you have to bait out a fight, and they really did not look like a good fight there. It was 3 to 4.
Yep, there goes the clairvoyance. We do have a ward right by Cassiopeia right now, so we were able to see the early aggression. That's why they were able to get out and not die, which is good, or give up the dragon, or do both, which would have been the worst case scenario right there. So we are going to go back a little bit to the creeps, but how are we doing for those creeps right now?
Sorry about that. I was reading something really quick. Whoa. Orianna has been farming up a storm at 102. Cass is only at 59. We can definitely tell who won that lane. Of course, Orianna was subsequently nerfed after this current patch. And it's unfortunate that we're not playing on the current patch because they did not actually ban Orianna. She is dominating with the huge range on her ball. The shield.
We gave the teams all the information, like, It's not like we just sprung this on them or anything, so they're gonna have to live with their decisions. We do got the clairvoyance going down, because Udyr has come mid with that blue buff. Looks like he's just gonna keep on moseying along. But both Warwick and Udyr, very similar builds, both with still rank 1 boots, as well as a Wriggles. And yes, here we go, we're gonna flash in, we are gonna ultimate onto that Cassiopeia. She did get that her stone form onto Automobile 5, you know, that Orianna. Unfortunately, Warwick did have an ult ready for her, and she went down because as soon as the stone form came up, yeah, Orianna still was a little raring to go.
Seems like there's an issue with Vent, and D-Tran is actually not saying anything on Vent. In the meantime, blue team has just cleaned up Dragon nicely after the mid gank. Couldn't do anything about that 3v4.
Nope.
Yeah, it'll be
so.
Just after 20 minutes.
Yeah, should be about a 20-minute or so revival, so not too bad. And like watching some of the more higher tier teams go at it, they get jungle as soon as sometimes 6 or 7 minutes of the match.
Right, I actually saw Reginald kill Dragon with Fiddle at level 4. I mean, you haven't seen that in a few patches. I think he escaped with like 10 HP. It was insane, but apparently you can still do solo Dragon as Fiddle at level 4.
Drain. Yeah, Fiddle is
However, he's specifically nerfed so he couldn't do that. He's very exceptionally strong.
Cho'Gath has to be on his toes because Udyr is showing up, but he's just going to throw down that ward, make sure that Aurelia has a nice time farming.
Argot really likes to extend in the lane, even though Soraka is not there. It hasn't been the best decision before since he did get sandwiched and wombo combo the last time Soraka wasn't there. But he is going to go back now, so I guess he was just playing around with his HP since he had to go back anyway.
Well, where did Soraka go?
Base. To pick up her Heart of Gold, I believe. In the meantime, Aurelia is farming really well on the purple team, but everyone else is really falling behind against their lane partners. So Aurelia is smashing Cho 123 to 100, but Urgot is at 100 to Kaylin's 86. Orianna is at 129 to Cassiopeia's 77.
So it's a little bit back and forth with the creep kills, but it is good to see, you know, some of these guys are doing really good stuff in terms of the last hits. They are getting that farm up, and we're about, 16.5 minutes into this match. We might actually have, what are you doing, Soraka? Oh, she's going to be flashing away out of that one. She should be okay for now, but now her flash is down simply because she overextended just a little bit too much. That's the mistakes you don't really want to be making.
I really expect the farmed Aurelia on the purple team to play a huge role in this late game, and this Orianna just keep getting more fed, because I mean she has 2 deaths because they have been constantly ganking her, which is really good since she's been dominating. But I still expect her to get more kills, more farm. She's farming up super well. There's no reason for it to discontinue.
Alright, so okay, never mind. That was a little uneventful, but oh, we got a ward in there, Warwick. You best be getting out, son. And yeah, Cho'Gath is gonna be okay, although he goes back up into the bush. He's playing a little bit dangerous right there.
Gentleman's Cho'Gath is +10 to danger.
It's all about that monocle. Yeah. And yeah, okay, looks like everyone's just gonna reset a little bit. Warwick doing a little bit of scouting, not gonna find anyone in the bush. But instead, you know, it's 17.5 minutes into the game. We almost have a Rabadon's here on Orianna. She already has that needlessly big rod as well as the blasting. Urgot finished up his Manamune as well as a brutalizer. So we're going to start seeing probably some more aggression coming out of him. He's kept up with his CS really well. 115. Cho'Gath at 117. Nobody can really touch the Orianna, as we said earlier a little bit about that. But at the same time, I mean, we still got some gold for 5 items coming down the line for Miss Soraka. Nothing really too unconventional going on.
She has been doing a pretty good job of keeping wards on the map. The purple team actually doesn't have nearly as many, but they're also having much more success. Basically pushing out. Sorry, I'm like missing. Like bottom lane doesn't need to ward, is what I'm trying to say, because they're just constantly sitting under their tower with Urgot going super aggressive and just killing everything all the time. In the meantime, they're actually invading the jungle. Soraka is being super daring right now, trying to bait into this Orianna, but unfortunately they don't quite fall for it. But Urgot, in the meantime, is going to take blue as they're getting distracted. He changes his mind as bottom lane heads up. This is all just some crazy mind games right here.
You got to give some big credit to Alistar, because he's been healing up Caitlyn non-stop this entire batch, but this entire game. But yeah, we do got maybe the blue buff coming down. I don't know who's going to pick it up. Probably Soraka. Said give it to her, but you shouldn't. No, it's going to be the second bot there for Orianna. Now they are in a position to start fighting, because we have been landing a lot of damage onto this Caitlyn thanks to Udir's heat seekingness. But it does not look like they're going to try to force this issue. Now Dragon will be up in about 1 minute. But unfortunately that doesn't help us right now. So it does look like maybe a collapse into mid. We do got 3 heroes. Only Cass is here, and we are going to take that mid first. Is that the first turret? Yeah, I think that's the first turret of the game.
I'm a little bit surprised that Cho'Gath actually went for the Frozen Heart first, since Caitlyn is not the strongest player, but the mana and cooldown reduction will be really great for him.
I did not realize he was that far along in his farm, but Frozen Heart first, even over Boots. Alright, but 213 armor, good luck, Irelia.
Pretty much. I mean, he's incredibly tanky already.
Oh, Caitlyn! Caitlyn!
Stacks.
Oh, sorry.
And this Urgot is destroying. I mean, early on, he was getting pushed back quite a bit, but once he started, like, once Soraka got a bit higher level in E and started feeding him mana, and his Manamune finished, he's just been constantly pushing.
Mid, bad, get away, Orianna, get away, she is getting sandwiched. Looks like she's gonna be okay. Whew. That was close, like she went in and hit the Udyr she found in the bush, and it really just comes up from her back. It's like, oh, okay.
I expect her to go back soon, because she does have 180 CS and should be able to pick up her Rabadon shortly and just start annihilating everything.
Rabadon for Irelia?
Or not Irelia,
oh,
sorry,
Orianna.
Orianna. I keep calling her Irelia today.
I might have misheard. I was thinking Irelia and you said that Rabadon. I was like, really? No, it must be somebody else. Then you said 180 CS. I realized that was just dumb.
In the meantime, not much action actually. Everyone on the purple team is going back. Blue team is trying to cluster in middle and bait a team fight, but in the meantime, and I keep saying in the meantime, purple team is trying to bait out a dragon. It's going to be a small fight here. Really is trying to get down there as fast as possible, just huffing and puffing, trying to get down there, but they actually will be able to take down dragon really quickly, especially with Cho's ultimate. There might not be anything they can do.
But they're going to try anyway. Trillmatic can jump in here. Jinhung has to flash out. The Warwick is going to go down. We got some big damage coming out here. Caitlyn actually with the trap, bring out the exhaust onto the Cho, but it does look like Oriana is going to go down, and that was just Cho'Gath all by his lonesome. Doesn't get the flash off. That was an amazing headbutt right there by...
I cannot believe that Purple did so well. Everyone's at low health. Like, they did a... I mean, of course, they were kind of singled off by the Cho. Cho did a great job with that, but, like, they just didn't lose anyone because no one was focused down. Not even Caitlyn. They tried to focus down Caitlyn, but with the Oriana ult, it was all just a crazy mess.
Okay, never mind. It wasn't Cho'Gath that flashed. It must have been Alistar. Because I definitely saw a flash. Alistar... Where's Alistar in here? Yeah, he has flash, so he must have been the flash that came over here to take out Cho. I thought Cho was going to flash away, and then he got denied, but... Overall, very, very strong right there for Trillmatic. They're going to take themselves a nice lead, 6-3 with the Dragons. So they've tied up the Dragons now. And are you at 800? I'm at 850 in global gold. How about you?
I'm only at 340, of course. Did you buy your first item? I got a Doran's item, just so it's easier to keep track of gold.
All right, you bought which Doran's item did you buy?
Any of them, same cost.
So I'm at 340 then.
We're completely even, actually, on global gold then.
One tower each? Yep, one tower each, one dragon each. So, you know, it's the only thing really differentiating this game is the CS and the 3 kills.
Oriana just picked up a third blue in this game, and she will be a force to reckon with.
She has her Rabadons too.
If they can get the team together, because their last engagement, the team play was just not there. They didn't focus right. They did a lot of AoE, but no one really got picked off.
Apparently apparently Urgot was just busy buying in the store.
Being 45 doesn't help, certainly.
Or planning his buys. He said he was kind of distracted in that fight and he didn't do very well. That's just what he was saying here in chat. Now we do have all of JIG ready to go. They're moving up here into the mid. It does look like we are collapsing here on Trillmatic to try to do some defense. Caitlyn is going to be a little bit late to the party, but she has a Bloodthirster first. Now most of the time in a Caitlyn, you like to get that crit up. So you like to see IE and Phantom Dancer.
She has had... She's been getting the lifesteal so she can keep up the sustain against constant pokes from Urgot, and has been kind of forced into a Bloodthirster.
Well, speaking of Urgot, Aurelia just jumps right on in there, and Trill is going to actually finish that off. Here comes the snipe. Jinhung is going to go down. That's just 2 more free kills right there.
Very bad positioning for the blue team since Cho did leave at a very bad time, and they just went for it. The castle really finished off Urgot there. Going to just stick around tower now, and it's kind of a bit of a stalemate until their 2 teammates can come back up. They may actually decide to dive this, though, with Alistar and Aurelia on the team being so tanky. Oh, do get hit by a massive W from Oriana.
Whoa! Great job there by Oriana, taking out Trills with her ball, but Aurelia is going to try to press the point home. Unfortunately, it is not able to do it, and look at that earlier, like 50 hit points
out of that. They should not have engaged after being hit by a W so hard in the face to, like, 3 of the 5.
Yeah, that was really well done there by Oriana, and she lived out of it. Had to use her flash to get away from Aurelia, but everyone else had to just run for the hills.
Caitlyn is going to go ahead and just get some farm in, protecting top tower. She might get ganked in this position, but she knows that they are all still mid right now. Alistar has done a great job of protecting his Oracle, though, and has really kept the map control in the game. Despite the fact that Blue has been warding constantly, they have spent so many wards this game, they have had great map control. And Alistar hasn't had the time to clean up, though, because they have had so many engagements.
But he's out looking.
Right now, though.
Yeah. He is going to find Warwick here, but we are going to throw down that ward. Warwick, unfortunately, will not be able to do anything about it. Now, Warwick has himself that Wriggles and a recurve bow, so I have to wonder what he wants to do with that. It's either, Wit's End or a Madred's, or maybe even a Last Whisper. Well, I really don't expect it to be a Last Whisper, but we got to be very careful. We got 4 purple right here on top of the ward, which Alistar is going to see. And yeah, do we even have an Oracles here on Blue? Yes, Soraka has an Oracles as a counter, so we are going to see a lot of wards getting cleaned up in the next while. Ooh, a good poke there.
Blue Udyr actually gets caught out of position a little bit. Oh, does get ulted, but flashes out.
Oh,
Cassiopeia. That was a fantastic ult from Cassiopeia. It just saves both of their lives.
They caught all 3 of them. Wow, I was impressed with that.
But the team is still at full health. They're pretty buffed. They're heading down for a mid-fight. Caitlyn gets caught in front of the pack and gets poked down to 1/3 life.
Oh, look at those Heat Seekers. Beautiful. Yeah, she has to go back. Now Udyr is going to be coming in here, but Cassiopeia has taken some poke as well. So we do not actually have a creep wave. Here it comes. Now we're going to get this rolling. That Ravage actually going to take Aurelia for a ride. Aurelia has that Triforce. Not too unheard of here at 27 minutes in, but we just going to keep trying to poke them down. And unfortunately, they're all collapsing into the one lane, so we're not having any kind of side-pushing shenanigans going on.
They have they have slightly superior pokes on the blue team because the purple team, of course, only has the Cassiopeia, though she does have blue buff. And Orianna, Udyr, or Urgot's poke combo is just super deadly. But of course, Alistar can do what he can try to sustain, but his AoE heal just doesn't do nearly as much as a focus Soraka.
Well, he's been throwing down some of that harass on Aurelia. She's already down to half health, and oh, look at that ball just jumping right into all of them. Yeah, I don't really think they're going to make too much progress here on this tower, at least at this rate. I mean, they're going to have to really commit to fighting under that tower because these creep waves just keep getting demolished.
It would actually be far better for them to just poke a little bit more and maybe just catch the dragon. They really want this tower right now.
So it seems. Alistar leading the way, gets silenced by the Soraka, is going to have to back that one up, but we still have a low hit point Aurelia. She won't be doing too much in this next fight if she doesn't go back anytime soon.
Right, but of course if she does go back, the tower is low enough that they would probably just dive in 5v4 and try to get a lot of damage done. Of course, it is still dangerous. There is still a tower. It is only at a quarter HP, but dangerous dive. They're probably just gonna head back. Not doing dragon, I'm surprised. Cho actually teleports to top, I believe.
Nah, he just walked.
Really? Oh, he's much faster than I thought then.
Cho doesn't have teleport. Oh, he does have teleport. Okay. No, he just walked. I mean, they started peeling a while back, but they are going to be giving up this dragon, which, as you said,
they should go for Baron while they're distracted by dragon, but they're already at all that dragon.
Positioning's too off, I think. Now, we are going to have all 5 of them collapse here. Trill's getting destroyed, but Urgot has to be very careful here because we do got Aurelia looking for blood, and it does look like we've now
really
collapsed. Yeah. Jeez, Trill's just took a ton of damage. She has nothing built in armors. She's still just default armor, default magic resist. We're going to have the next dragon up at 3455, and the stupid icon is still there in gear. And yeah, it does look like Udyr is going to be trying something fancy here with the red buff, but they are going to see from Caitlyn that we are invading this jungle. In fact, he's just actually going to go towards the Baron, and now we're going to find him there, but it does not look like it will be an encounter. He's just going to run on out. So we could see a very big steal right here into this jungle. Definitely going to get that red buff. Probably going to put it on... Who are they going to put it on? Cho'Gath? Yep. Going to put on Cho'Gath.
Much better positioning for him to win this fight.
Terrible, terrible damage going down from Orianna. Everyone in that small little corner is doing some great stuff. We've got the suppress coming out. Cho'Gath does not have a beast, but it does not matter. 2 kills already. Cassiopeia and the battle count. Aurelia goes down and all for 0 kills in return as Caitlyn does have to run off to home as well as Udyr. That was just a beautiful fight for Orianna simply because they were all gathered up in that small space. Look at the hit points here on Urgot. He's just going to have to run on out of there. But 3 for 0, bringing these guys back into the game.
Yeah, that was very, very poor positioning for the purple team as they engaged around that curve where, you know, their entire team could be seen by Team Blue with the ward, but they had no idea what was going on and all got caught in that Orianna ult. Just annihilated. They definitely don't have as much tankiness as the blue team and don't have as much poking or healing available to them. I mean, it's really hard. They have to basically kill the blue team like an extra half over because of Soraka's wish and healing.
It is good. Yes, quite good. So yeah, right now 8-7, so we got 15 kills here in a 30-minute match. So about 1 every 2 minutes or so. In terms of kills, I mean, we got 4 centered here on Orianna, then a 1-1-1-0 combo, but we see something very similar here on Team TM 4-0-2-0-2. So, I mean, some people are getting some kills, some people just aren't.
Big fight at blue buff right here, but blue team does defend their blue buff. And Aurelia is actually caught in a bad position right now, though there's nothing they're really going to do about it, so they're going to just kill off the blue buff. And they possibly have a fight at Baron. This might be another long stalemate. Alistar should know that if she charges in this time again, though, they're just going to focus on everyone behind it. Oriana gets another great ult off.
Oh, beautiful. 2 kills. Cho'Gath is going to feast onto that. Caitlyn has to run with that flash, but Automobile is... Oh, he's still alive. He uses the flash to get out of that sticky situation. He's still up. Udyr going to go down, as well as Irelia. Very big and clean up.
And Caitlyn is just sitting in this bush, DC'd or AFK or something.
No, she was there. She ran off.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
right now,
gave up.
I guess she's just waiting to cross the snipe Baron, since they do have that ward. Perhaps she will ult it, but it's too late.
Nope.
Way too late. They killed that off crazy fast with the Udyr. And,
almost level 3 now with that. Almost level 3 with that. But yeah, the Baron is going to be great here for JIG. So JIG, you know, coming out, it's down to 8-3, is now up 11-8. Which is
I'm destined to have
good
32 experience forever.
It's alright, I just picked the better teams.
Yeah, well, you don't get to be on the teams with my Chinese brethren, so we'll call it even for now, depending on what team I get next.
I believe we might be
middle
doing...
tower gets killed for really free, because they can't really go on this. I mean, of course, they have to initiate at some point, or probably it would have been better to initiate before their tower went down. I love this huge show because the Orianna ball revolving around him goes in a huge circle. They get this inhibitor for free, and there's really nothing they can do without backing up to their main towers. I just love this graphic. This giant show with this giant ball.
He's like a hamster in a wheel.
Yes. A very large, scary lobster hamster in a gentleman's suit, but yes.
He doesn't want one of those, you know? Yeah, Warwick's actually been doing some good stuff. He picked himself up a Wit's End way back in the day, and he's been using it well. What is Orianna doing? She's asking for a death sentence right there. But unfortunately, they did not capitalize upon that. This dragon should be up within the next few minutes, 34:55. So we've got about a minute left on the dragon to come up.
Square's actually going to go back. Like, Warwick is split off from the group right now. It is a 4v5, but they do have Baron.
Irelia is going to jump in here, get the initiation off, but we do got another Orianna. Great displacement right there. JIG is in here, throwing out all the silences.
Nice Urgot ult, actually.
Wow. She does not go down without a fight, but Cho'Gath is going to go down. Instead, looks like Aurelia's going to be running off.
They did make the mistake of focusing on a Cho'Gath, though. I mean, they spent all of their time on Cho'Gath, and now they're losing 4 and almost 5 of their crew, because they spent all their time DPSing a huge, giant lobster tank instead of any of the squishies.
Goblemo.
And they do get aced.
An ace for 1, not too bad. Cho'Gath would be proud right now, but 34 minutes in, 16-9. It does look like Jigs is in a good spot to take this game over Trillmatic at this point. Remember, this is still a best of 1, guys. We have not hit those best of 3 series.
Yeah. Not a single team member up to stop this for 3 seconds. Cassiopeia is not going to stop all of this, so it is GG. Pretty exciting game, a nice comeback.
Very well played here on JIG. I mean, Orianna got off a little bit to a rocky start with those 2 deaths, but she was able to come back very nicely, especially with almost a permanent blue buff. Yeah, dat Orianna, that's how I kind of feel about that. And so, you know, when you do take your picks and bans into account, you got to remember this is not the Riven patch. It is Talon, and Orianna is still a beast. But we will say goodbye today to Trillmatic, as JIG is going to move on to the round of 16. And I believe the next game that we're going to get up